All right, guys, welcome back to the Lake Norman Business Podcast. I'm Ryan Weber, and I am with Danny Decker, and today our guest is Lorri Hoffman.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on today, Lorri. So Lori's a loan officer at Movement Mortgage here in Cornelius. Well, not here, but in Cornelius. So, we kind of know what that is, but explain a little bit more about what it is you actually do.
I am a residential loan officer. So I do home mortgages, refinances for people that are buying they would be buying their primary residence, a second home, or investment property.
Gotcha.
So we can refinance all of those type properties and all different types of homes. It can be manufactured housing, construction loans, townhouses, condos.
You need money,
like
we got it.
We got it.
Are you focused in the Lake Norman area? Are you down in Charlotte too, or is it just Cornelius? Or
We're all over. We are down in Charlotte. I have a large team, so it's just me and another loan officer that assists me, she's as seasoned as I am, and she has a lot of contacts in Charlotte, and then I am in, Cornelius, Mooresville, Statesville. We do loans in Winston-Salem. We do loans in other states as well.
Yeah,
so.
You kind of focus running up this I-77 corridor is kind of your main market, but then you obviously can reach out anywhere.
Yes, most of our business comes from, I would say, probably Rock Hill all the way down to Greensboro, North Carolina, and then maybe, just widens out a little bit. That's where most of our business comes from in North and South Carolina, but we are licensed in other states, and as agents have progressed or, we've done loans, because we do such a great job, we've been able to expand and just help other people in other states, which is awesome.
Yeah.
very cool. So, Lorri, how did you get into this industry?
So I used to work for the airlines when I was younger.
That's not mortgages.
No. and I got laid off. So I was a flight attendant, and I was with Piedmont Airlines, and then they merged with US Air. I did get laid off. I got recalled, but at that point I took a job with Republic Mortgage Insurance Company. So I started with Republic Mortgage Insurance Company in their claims department, and then I just continually progressed with that. I never went back to the airline, and started working in Charlotte in their underwriting department. So that's kind of how I got started in it. I worked for them for 11 years and was underwriting assistant manager in the Charlotte office, and underwrote for a long time. So I've been in the business for a really long time, over 30 years. And so I've done a lot of different things in that industry. And now I'm, been doing mortgages for about 8.
So. Now, Danny, you don't know this about Lorri, but Lorri can throw a party.
Really?
Lorri can throw a great party. We had something over here at Langtree Plantation that she did kind of for a customer appreciation, and I went and got to hang out, and it was a blast. So
really,
it kind of leads us into why she's here, which is she has a lot of really good relationships. She's been doing this mortgage thing or in this kind of industry for a long time, built relationships, but you've maintained these relationships and you've nurtured these relationships. And we kind of want to bring you on to talk about how you plan and decide and just what your thought process is of how to nurture a relationship to make it beneficial for both parties.
Well, my personality is just a very caring personality. And I truly care about the agents that decide that they would like to work with us. I mean, it's a privilege for us to work with agents. We may get one deal from them. We may have, many deals from them. But everyone we get, we really care and are so appreciative of them to use the Hoffman lending team. But, once we have nurtured that relationship, we want to continue to tell them how much we care because they're referral-based, we're referral-based, and we want to continue to grow that, to just grow that relationship and deepen that relationship. It cannot all be about money because we are doing a service. Our service is to put people in homes, and we do all types of mortgages. We do first-time home buyers, and we do people that are buying, a mansion. So, but our level of service doesn't change if you're buying, your first home and it's, in your mind, it's the biggest purchase of your life versus someone buying a big house on Lake Norman. So we truly care. We care about the clients that they send us, and we care about them. So our goal is just to continue to love on them and treat them with, whatever they need. There's, they need support, or so. The one thing, the party you were talking about, is we do an appreciation party every year, and it's just kind of grown every year. And we just decided that it didn't need to be any kind of an awards thing for the agents.
No, it was great.
They get their awards throughout the year. They get their accolades, or we hope they do. And then we just want them to come and have a good time, which that's what we try to do. We give them some fun gifts, and we have, music, and you were there. And, and we're, each year we get better at it. And we just want to show them how much we appreciate them. I don't think you can tell someone too much. And we really try to tell them all the time.
No, I love
how much
that.
We care about them.
I think, there are certain industries that tend to do like appreciation events, for example. Like there are people out there, whether it's in real estate or whatever, there are some places where you just kind of expect to see customer appreciation events. But I just really think that pretty much any business out there should, especially B2B, where it's a personal it's a personal connection. Like there is so much to be gained by doing customer appreciation events. I really believe most businesses should be doing something about, along those lines. So talk to us a little bit about how you go about thinking about a customer appreciation event. Like where did that start? Like what do you consider as you're putting an event together?
Well, we want it to be fun, and we want it to be relevant. And we, the first year I did it, I started out as like kind of an awards, ceremony for, some of the top people in their field. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are doing that. So we wanted to
it's what you said when you walked in here. You said it's unique, it's different, it's cutting edge. And that's what you're trying to do with your events.
Yep. And no matter what anyone says in the world today, people are, they want everything right now. They want it fast, that they don't really need the relationship. And I totally disagree with that. And I feel like any successful person, if you build on your relationships and really care about the relationships, then the business will come. If you're doing it for something other than the real good of it, then I don't think you'll be as successful as long.
Well, especially in your industry, you actually, your actual customer generally doesn't come to you. You are referred probably 97% of your business. You might have 3% that are like, yeah, I know Lorri, or I trust her. But most of them, it's because you've built this referral network.
You have to earn their trust, and they have to know that you're going to be there at any time they call or need. And the same for the customers, because those customers have different needs. Each person's on a different level of understanding the process. So it is a commitment for us to make sure we're there at, whenever they need us after hours. I mean, we don't have normal hours. We work 24/7. We have to be available for them. But there's where the trust comes in from, my agents, or, my CPAs, or whoever is sending us a referral. They need to know that we're going to take care of them, and not just throw something at them. I mean, really take the time to give them options, not just one option. Give them as many options available. Some people have only one option. Others have 6. But if you're only going to give them 2 of those 6, you've really not done your job as a loan officer.
It's funny because we were just having this conversation, I think it was off the air earlier, but I really believe that for most people, it's not, when they're working with a business, it's not about the deliverable, right? It's not about the mortgage. Like the relationship is so much more important. Like how you make your customers and your clients feel is a lot more important than the actual deliverable, whether it's helping them with a mortgage or selling them a pizza or whatever. Like it's really much more about the relationship and how you make people feel. Would you agree with that?
I totally agree with it. Because if all they feel like is that you had time to just, okay, here's what you qualify for, we'll get it to you, and then we give it to other people to take it down the line, and you never speak to them again ever, that's really not what they came to you for. They came to you because someone said, I really want you to talk to her. She's very knowledgeable. She's very kind. She's going to hold your hand if you need that. But we're going to take it all the way to the end. And then we also follow up with those agents. We follow up with our agents, but we also follow up with our customers throughout the year as well. We don't just forget you. Yeah.
It's not just the 1 year party, guys. It's you guys do things all the time.
And you need to, because, we want to be fresh in their mind and know that we haven't gone away and that we have forgotten what they gave to us throughout the year. So, you have to reach out to those people and even your customers that have closed on their home and they don't really need you anymore. If you don't continue to stay in touch with them, the next time they need something, they may not remember you.
Right. And so you need to continue nurturing that relationship because they may need a refinance and they're not going to know about it. But if you're continuing this relationship, you're always on their mind. And so they feel comfortable with saying, hey, Lorri, I noticed or I heard in the news that rates are getting really low. What do you recommend? And you are the trusted person for them if you've remained top of mind.
That is right, because they do get targeted in this era of knowledge and internet. They get targeted, they get mailed a lot of things, but I feel really, really blessed because a lot of our customers come back when they have other options. So we feel really lucky about it.
Lorri, something else you said that I really like and I think is really important, especially as someone who's built a business that's reliant on referrals, is when someone, like this happens to me, right? When I make a referral to somebody, to a partner, and then that partner doesn't do a good job of taking care of my client. Like that's such a big loss. I think it's so important that business owners, everybody listening to this understands that when someone makes a referral to you, they are putting their trust and their credibility on the line. And if you deliver like a really poor experience, if you don't treat that person well, like that's a really big problem.
It's a reflection on you.
Yeah. So talk to us about how you approach that when someone gives you a referral and just how do you go about, how are you mindful of that?
So anytime that we get a referral, whether we can do the mortgage right away or if they need help in repairing, just advice on credit or savings or something like that. I mean, everyone tends to think that, for a first-time home buyer, that a down payment assistance program is the right program. It's a great program, but it might not be the program for them. There are some stipulations to it that some people don't really feel great, long-term about. So we want to talk through that. And if they need time, we want to talk through that with them. But that referral came in, so that person is looking to help them get into a home or whatever. So we keep that referral name with their name attached to it, and we update them. And we update every 3 to 5 weeks. We don't bombard them every week because that doesn't do anybody good. But we have our processes in place to where we keep that agent updated on the client, and we keep that client attached to the agent. And that's really, really important. If someone sends me a referral, that's like gold. And you need to nurture it because that person might not be able to buy a house now. It might be 3 months. It could be a year from now. But we close a lot of deals 12 months later because they sent us that referral.
Right. And in a day and age where automation is such a hot topic and everybody wants to automate so they can scale, you hear this all the time. You guys do a really good job with the personal touch and the personalization. And yes, you need some automation, but the personal relationship that you can build that you can't build through automation, like that's something that's super powerful that helps you get more referrals and build more trust over and over and over again.
I feel like I'm a pretty knowledgeable person. I've been in the business a long time, and I read a lot. I'm very capable of pulling guidelines and doing all the research that I need to do. I'm a real person, and that's what I want people to understand, and we do our very best. And like, are there hiccups on some things? Yes. Are we perfect? No. But do we try our hardest? And does everyone on my team, another thing about nurturing is I have people that work with the Hoffman lending team that are touching those customers every day as well. They're in it too. They're in it for the same reasons. My people are happy. And I feel like that's really important, is that we keep them happy too. We nurture them, we love on them. They work really, really hard. I work hard, but I think sometimes that they work even harder, even though they don't work the same amount of hours. So we love on them as well because they're another branch of the agent, and the belief in the team. So we try to keep them really happy too because they have a hard job.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah. So I guess, if we were to give some advice, just one little piece of advice someone could take away and say, yeah, I want to nurture people better. I want to have a better relationship and build this long-lasting relationship with people better. What's something that you would recommend them to do? Just one step to do.
I would just say to make sure you're keeping up with your contacts, and your, whatever business you're in, you have clients. So, if
Don't
you're
forget
not,
about them after the transaction.
You cannot forget about these clients without the transaction, and you have to touch them. I know this sounds like a lot of touches. You need to be touching them 14 times, at least 14 times. That sounds kind of crazy. There's 12 months in a year. But you should be touching them 14 times. Now, does that mean you call them 14 times? No, but it means you call them. Don't forget their birthdays. Don't forget something important about them. And when you are getting to know people the way you do, and you're like on my side, I know their finances. I might know the bad. I might know all the good. I know about their children. You need to remember those things, make notes about it. And, if you really take time to get to know that person, 14 touches a year is really easy. But that would be the minimum time. You need to find ways, whatever that is, you need to reach out to them at least that amount of time.
That's great. So, Lorri, I know you work a lot on referral from realtors, but if there's someone out there who wants to buy a home, can they contact you directly?
Absolutely. That's the only way I'm able to do my business.
How would they do that?
It's Lorri Hoffman, and my number is 704-609-5206. That's my cell number. It's the best way to catch me. And then
Don't text her late at night, guys.
I'll answer it. I really will. And my website is www.hoffmanlendingteam. And then my email address is lorri.hoffman@movement.com.
Awesome, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, Lorri, we definitely appreciate you coming on. Definitely really powerful insights for people to continue nurturing these people, have them build this referral network and relationships that are going to last a lifetime and show people you actually care about them after the transaction. We really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, guys. This was great. You made it easy. And,
Lorri was really scared. She's like, Ryan, what's the script? I'm like, we don't do a script. I'm just going to talk to you.
You guys made it easy. And, anybody that knows Movement Mortgage knows that they care a lot about their community too. So just know that, using, the Hoffman Lending Team, we give back so much to the communities. And that's another good reason to give us a call.
For sure.
Well, thanks so much, Lorri.
Thank you.
Yeah.